I am so thrilled to be in this last race of Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament. We have a lot of title contenders, but we have a very special one, and this is the Limers. We are racing today as the Midnight Wisps. The Midnight Wisps, unfortunately for them, are out of title contention because they had a strike of poor performances, getting only 1 point in 3 races with 2 non-scorers, and none of them was a DNF. And it would be 3 non-scoring Grand Prix in a row if it wasn't for a DNF of the crazy cat size. But here we are, in the last race, the 10th race of Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament. We have Limers and Team Primary tied with 105 points, and Team Plasma following behind in 101. The starting grid is randomized, and let's have a close look at it. So where is we have in 13th place Team Plasma. Team Primary, where's Team Primary? Team Primary is in 6th place, and the Limers are in 12th place. 11th place. They're in 11th place. So the starting grid is favoriting so far Team Primary. However, please have in mind 2 important things. First of all, I cannot manipulate the starting grid, and there is no qualifying to determine which marble is fastest in order to have a more fair starting grid. And also, do not predestine any results before the checkered flag. As in Formula 1, in Marbula 1 the race never stops unless you see the checkered flag. And we've seen this in this tournament as well. We've seen Indigo Stars starting from 15th place and getting a very strong result. I think it was 2nd place if I'm not mistaken. Please let me down in the comments if if I'm wrong or right. And we have how many teams? Is it 9? Yes, we have 9 teams in title contention. However, Wolfpack and Shining Swarm, who have 82 points, they need a win, and the top 2 need to score 0 or 1 point. So it's mathematically possible, but realistically it's not very possible. Let's go to the final race of Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament. Lights are out and we go green. And who has the better exit? It's the Crazy Cat's Eyes. 2nd place so far for the Kobolds. I was about to say Raspberry Races, but the Raspberry Races had a very poor exit of turn 2. But let's see the title contenders. They're side by side. The title contenders are side by side. Limers are just behind Team Primary. Team Primary. And where's Team Plasma? Team Plasma is in 15th place. Not great news for them, but it's still early in the race. Team Primary has a better position for the first turn. Yes, they have, and they put a marble between themselves and their main rivals in the fight for the championship. Wow, Team Primary are really carving their way into the field. Who will it be? The underdogs or the established Marbula 1 team, Team Primary? No titles for them for now, but they have a pretty good record in this series. But Limers, they are there. They are close. They're falling. No, they're not falling behind, but they're following a different path. Yes, they did it. They're just behind them. Can they do it? On turn 1, no. Turn 2, no. The first turn section, they keep similar paths, but they get out of shape. They get out of shape and they lose 1 place over to the Midnight Wisps and all sorts of things. They lose a lot of places. They are 3 places behind. You see, I have no intention to comment on the first for first place. However, it's the Raspberry Races. You can see this on the tab. We have a great battle between 3 marbles, 4 marbles, but Red Eye is on top. But let's see. Limers, listen to the crowd. The 2 marbles are there. But the Limers make mistakes. This is not helping at all. Team Plasma are in last place. Quite a turnaround for them. Who else is title contender? It's the Raspberry Racers. The Raspberry Racers are standing right now in 4th place in the standings with 97 points, and right now in 4th place, which gives them 12 points. So this will mean that they will be 109. But Team Primary are getting 10 points so far. And the Limers are stuck behind. Well, they make mistakes. This is not what they wanted. We're halfway through the distance of the race. They keep their place after a quick exit of the conveyor belt in front of the Rangers, and this is vital. This is vital also to get some good paths into the rest of the race, but no, they can't. Team Primary, they're in 4th place, and they're challenging for the podium places. Can they win the title in style? Balls of Chaos, they're also a title contender. But if Team Primary is so up high in the standings, not much can do. Not much that they can do. They need to score big, and at the same time, Team Primary to score lesser, a lot less than them. Sorry about that. They need to score a lot less than them. The Limers are falling behind, but they just passed the Rangers, as well as Yellow and Team Galactic, and Team Plasma almost there. Yes, they did it. Rangers, they might be tired. It was an intense season. Team Primary lose a place to the Balls of Chaos. Realistically, I don't think this is a fight between the Balls of Chaos and Team Primary. It's between the Limers and Team Primary. However, the current position is favoring Team Primary. The Raspberry Racers, they're also title contender for this championship. However, not only they need to pass Team Primary, which they haven't done so far, but they also need to get the win. If Team Primary gets no points, then the Raspberry Racers are fine with a 6th place. So far, it's a huge gamble. But what if we see a DNF from Team Primary? However, this is not the case. We're on lap 19 of 22, and Team Primary are sitting in 4th place comfortably. Well, not comfortably in 4th place, but comfortably in a very strong position to win the Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament title, with the Crazy Cat's Eyes maybe running a race of redemption for them after an abysmal season here. Compared to their recent success in Season 2 and Season 3 of Marbula 1, Real Life Marbula 1, getting the titles. We are on the penultimate lap. Not much to do. I don't see anyone spoiling the party of Team Primary. Unless something extraordinary happens, we're entering the final lap. Well, the leaders are very... we have a very, very last minute change for the lead. The Kobolds. They did it again, as they did in Mirage Mountain. They deny the Crazy Cat's Eyes and get the win. But the protagonists are Team Primary, your Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament champions. The Limers did their best. They did more than anyone could think of. The Limers did more than the fans would hope for, but they have taken a respectful 2nd place in the standings. With these 8 points from 8th place. Oh my gosh, what an intense tournament that was. I hope you enjoyed this too. But let's see the final standings. We need to see the final standings and a replay of this race. Marble Sports never ceases to amaze me. Even though we had some kinds of an anticlimactic fight for the championship towards the end of the race, we had a brilliant fight over the course of the season, and we have a lot of turnarounds. Let's see. Team Primary, 116 points, get the championship. The Limers are respectful 2nd place with 113 points, but then the Raspberry Racers get 3rd place ahead of Team Plasma. Team Plasma were focusing so much on the marbles in front, and they saw them disappearing into the distance. that they didn't care so much for their own results and what's happening behind them. But the Raspberry Racers were there, were determined to take that final podium place of this championship, of the championship standings. But then look at what we have. Indigo Stars are tied with Team Plasma and Balls of Chaos. But look at that, because Indigo Stars had 2 wins over 1 win of Team Plasma, they're in front. And then, because Balls of Chaos, as we told earlier, they had 0 wins, so any tie wouldn't favor them. They sit in 6th place. Then we have, with 90 points, Mellow Yellow, 86 points for Wolfpack, a decent first appearance for this team. And enthusiasts, I would say to you that get hyped with this team. I think they're good, and I think that in Marble League 22, the showdown, they will impress the lot of you. And Shining Swarm in 9th place with 82 points, only 2 points in front of the Kobolds, who maximized their potential, their results. They did everything they could in order to make up for this bad season. And in general, this last Grand Prix was a redemption race for the Savage Readers, red number 3, Crazy Cat's Eyes, and the Kobolds. The Kobolds got their only win of this season. Well, was it the only win? Yes. In fact, it was the only podium. And then with 74 points, we have the Midnight Wisps, the Fallen Giant. Once again, they proved that even though they could be title contenders up in the first half of the season, in the second half of the season, how many points did they get? They got 17 points in the 5 last races, while they got 57 points in the first part of the season. Wow. Yeah. So then we have Crazy Cat's Eyes with the only podium they got into the last race. It could be a race win for them, but as in real life, in Marbula 1 real life, they denied them at the very last moment and snatched the win right at the hands of these marbles. Well, only if marbles have hands. Anyway, we continue on with the Savage Readers. Another 12 points for them. Well, it's the first 4th place for them, but a good bunch of points. They lost out to two teams, Kobolds and the Crazy Cat's Eyes. But regardless, it was a bad season for them. So either it would be 11th place in the standings or 13th. It wouldn't make much difference for them or for their fans. Team Galactic with 3 points at the last race. They get 68 in total and 14th place in the standings. Red number 3, the only podium. They had 3 occasions where they missed out of the podium with 3 4th places, but then they got it. They finally got it. 1 podium for them and 60 points in their tally. And the Rangers, what do you know? How is this possible? To take the Marbula 1 in real life title, the title of Marbula 1 in real life, and finish last in the fantasy tournament. I mean, are you resting on your success? Or are you focusing on Marble League 22? I cannot say. I couldn't ever know. I don't know what's happening inside the locker rooms of each team. But the Rangers came here as a fan favorite. The fans voted for you guys, voted for you Rangers, and you disappointed them with 56 points standing in the last place of the standings with 0 podiums, I should say. Anyway, that was it. Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament. Team Primary are your champions, and all the fans of Limers can cheer because 2nd place is great. You touched this title, you touched it, and you lost it by 3 points, but it doesn't matter. It's a great result. And the Raspberry Racers can cheer once again because in Marble League, in Marble Rally Fantasy Tournament and in Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament, they got pretty good results. I hope you enjoyed this tournament. Let me know down in the comments what would you like to see next up, because we are a couple of weeks away before Marble League 22, so this channel will be focusing on marble racing to satisfy your hunger for marble sports. This is Minos, and this is Minos Marble Orchestra. Hope you enjoyed the video. Keep it rolling, guys.